welcome to stage our next act. Give it up for James O'Connell!
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, that's what I was going to do. Yeah. But now I won't do it. But I'm on Tinder. I don't know if anyone here is on Tinder, but I'm on Tinder. And it's just amazing to me, It's just amazing to me, like, how times have changed, just how easy it is, just swiping on your phone. Like, I'm 40, you know what I mean? Like, I still... Thank you, I know it's really old, I know, but I'm 40, like, I still remember a time when you actually had to leave the house and physically go to the brothel. Oh, thank you very much. But one time, women are so aggressive these days, as we can tell tonight. One time I was in bed with this girl off Tinder. She's like, fuck me harder, fuck me harder. And I'm thinking, like, you don't tell me what to do. No, listen, mate, I gave it to her so soft. Sort of bloody lesson, boys. But this is actually a bit of a personal question. Anyone here into role plays in the bedroom? Yeah. Don't have to put your hand up. Just give me a yes, master. There we go. That's good. But us guys guys do lie to women though sometimes, don't they? Like, guys will say stuff like, she's nodding. Hopefully it's not you. But like, guys will say stuff like, I'm allergic to latex or I'm allergic to condoms. And obviously they're just being full of shit, right? They just don't want to use a condom. And can I just say, that's actually, it must be upsetting for you ladies, like, but can I just say, it actually annoys me too, because, firstly, don't lie to women, that's not cool, but the second thing is, it just makes things even more difficult for us guys who really are allergic to condoms. Thank you very much. But can I just say, I do actually want to settle down. I'm not sure if I'm going to meet the one tonight, but hopefully I will, but I want to settle down, right? And a mate of mine, because I'm 40, but a mate of mine, he's like, no, you should be grateful that you're single. Like, now I'm married, I never get any sex. Like, it's a bit of a cliche, obviously, but he's like, now I've put a ring on it, I never get any action. He kept saying this to me, right? And I'm thinking, I didn't say this to him, but I'm thinking, and I was thinking, shush, and I was thinking, like, he kept saying this to me, he never gets any action. I'm thinking, mate, his wife gives me heaps of sex. She fucking ruined it, didn't she? She fucking ruined it. What are you going to do about it? Anyway. Well, let's just have a breath. But I don't have much time, but I want to talk about, I'm always looking at food porn. Food porn on Instagram and internet. I'm constantly looking at food porn. The other day I was masturbating to this chicken risotto. But I was actually struggling a little bit, to be honest. I was thinking, like I said, what's going on? I think I've been looking at too much food porn. Honestly, because I used to be able to get off to like an Angus beef burger or like a duck à l'orange, but I can't just look at. I've become desensitized. I can't just look at like a juicy sirloin. It just doesn't. Honestly, it just doesn't do it for me anymore. I need to see that steak get choked. I need to see 10 black guys eating that steak. It's not... I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm bloody concerned about it, mate. You know what I think the problem is? Food porn's so accessible these days. With Instagram, the internet. Back in my day, mate, the only food porn you could get was from Mum's cookbooks. They'd be like, oh, yeah. And then Mum would be flicking through, what the bloody hell happened here? You'd be like, you going to make that one, Mum? Yeah, do you want me to? Yeah, that'd be bloody good. But then she'd make the rack of lamb, and it looked nothing like the photo. So what's bloody going on? And Mum would say, well, that's the problem with food porn, James. It's unrealistic. No food looks that good in real life. It's the angles they use. Real food has flaws. And can I just say, just quickly before I go, I feel like food porn has really affected my relationships with real food. Because honestly, with real food, if it's just sitting there on a plate ready for me, it turns me off. You know what I mean? I need to do a role play where we pretend. I need to do a role play where we pretend the food doesn't want to be eaten. You know, where the food's like, but James, you can't eat me. You're my stepdad. All in the best, guys. Thank you.